Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the open Great League and let's try to get some wins. So we're going to be trying out the Shadow Feraligatr with the Charjabug and the Clodsire in the back. Here we're going to try to catch a move. Our opponent here does build up a lot of energy and they throw Hurricane. So Shifty Hurricane, very good. We are going to see the Shadow Drapion come back in. They are going to be able to spin this Aquatail before we can fire off a move, so we're going to allow it just to go down. We're going to see if we can take some energy advantage into the back line here. Unable to farm down, so we're going to have to just tank this move here. Ends up only being the Aquatail, so that was good, no shield. And then we're going to see if this energy here on the Feraligatr will come in clutch. Our opponent here is going to build up energy. They are at a Leaf Blade right here. You can build up another fast move right there, and we're going to threaten potential Ice Beam KO. They do shield, and now we're going to see if we can switch out, and we do switch out simultaneously, but they have the Shadow Feraligatr in the back. Shadow Feraligatr here is going to be able to spam these Hydro Cannons really quickly. We are going to just go for the Earthquake right here to get a shield or get the KO. Our opponent here does elect to shield it, and we're going to have to either shield here or let this go. We do decide to shield her, and then we're going to just go for this Earthquake. This Earthquake here will get it into the KO range, and then we're going to start to switch out. Oh, unfortunately, unable to reach the move. We were one fast move away from KOing this Shiftry. So GG's to our opponent. Shiftry putting in a lot of work, especially against our team right here. With the combination of that Drapion, they had a super spammy team. Okay, next game here. Let's see. We got the Shadow Feraligatr versus the Talonflame. Great matchup here. They switch out into the Drapion. So Drapion popping up now. We are going to just throw this Hydro Cannon here to chip away. We do grab that shield. And then we're going to switch out into the Charjabug and just tank all this moves. We are going to see if... okay, looks like they are going to be able to throw another move here. We do shield to try to get off of this move. And it's only X Scissors since we are not running Discharge. We are running the Crunch Charjabug. So we do grab a shield right there. And just like that, they are no longer having any shields. We are going to have to keep this Feraligatr quite healthy. And so we're going to be able to overfarm here. Going for this Hydro Cannon will take out this Drapion. And let's see what they bring back in. They have that Talonflame still. They reveal that they have the Ferrothorn. So unfortunately for them, this Clodsire is kind of a core breaker for their backline. We do take out the Talonflame with our Stone Edge, and now we should be in good position because we are going to be able to throw this Earthquake here, tank these Power Whips. They have to get to at least 3 Power Whips. We're going to have to get to this Earthquake here. We get it in range possibly of an Ice Beam, so we'll see if that comes into fruition. But we have to tank this Power Whip. We do take the Power Whip, and it looks like we are going to be able to throw this Earthquake here. Now for sure it's going to be in range of a Ice Beam, but possibly after that move, if that didn't KO, it would have been in range of a Hydro Cannon. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Clodsire. The Clodsire coming in clutch towards the back line. Here we go, Shadow Feraligatr versus the Fracture. This is kind of a weird situation. We don't have a great answer to this Fracture. We are going to shield here so that we can potentially grab a shield back because we have built up a ton of energy. Going for this Hydro Cannon right here. Let's see if we do grab a shield. We do get the shield, which is nice. And then we're going to just go into our Charjabug. They are going to throw a nice slash here, and it looks like they have the Dunsparce in the back. Okay, Dunsparce here running the rollout is going to be brutal for our Charjabug. We know that they are going to be able to survive this X Scissor, and we're going to see if we can get to another move. Oh, unfortunately unable to get to that last X Scissor, allowing them to farm us down, and now they have a good amount of energy. Not good for our situation. We're going to have to let this Feraligatr go, forcing them to use some energy, and we're going to put everything on the line on this Clodsire. So Dunsparce does go to the draw run. We have to shield here. I mean, we have no choice. We're going to have to throw this Stone Edge versus this Fracture. This is going to get the KO or get the shield. We didn't want to tank any more Dragon Passes, but they have the Shadow Feraligatr in the back anyways. That was going to be a tough situation. especially since we've already used our Charjabug, and GG's to our opponent, unable to clean up in the back right there. The Fracture, very interesting. It was a core breaker. All right, here we go. We got the Shadow Feraligatr versus the Greninja. Both of us here not doing super effective fast moves, but they are going to be able to throw these neutral Night Flashes. We're going to tank the first one, and then we're going to throw this Hydro Cannon. Even though this Hydro Cannon is resisted, look how much damage this does to a Greninja. Roughly 50 to 60% right there. We're just going to have to let that go because we are ABA to this Greninja. They finally switch out. We do have this crunch for this particular reason for some neutral, or in this case, super effective move. The Decidueye does have to throw a move, ends up being the Brave Bird, so that allows our farm down opportunity. We do get the farm down with the Clodsire. We have 2 shield farm down. We're going to have to shield here because we want this Clodsire quite healthy. And it's our last Pokemon, so we do get the farm down after 1 shield, and that's really good for us. They have their own Clodsire in the back, but we have a ton of energy. Earthquake goes through, but they still have 2 shields, so this is going to be a tricky situation. Here we got to make sure we use this shield correctly. We think they're going to go for the Earthquake, and we do use the shield correctly right there, preserving the health of the Clodsire. We go for the Stone Edge bait, and we do grab a shield. Our opponent here is over farming, and they are going to throw the move Earthquake, but we are able to survive it. We're going to throw this Earthquake here because we think we can get to 2 Earthquakes before they can get to their next move. So down goes the last shield, and yes, we do reach the Earthquake. So GG's to our opponent, able to reach that Earthquake to take out the Clodsire. Down shields, but we had energy advantage. 2 to 1 shield disadvantage against that Clodsire, able to pull that one off with perfectly timed bait and great calculation on going for double Earthquakes at the end right there. All right, Shadow Feraligatr versus the Carbink. Pretty good situation for us. They are going to be staying in, so we're going to throw this Hydro Cannon right before they get to a potential Rock Slide. They do decide to go for timing, and we do win the CFP tie. So this is going to get the shield, or it's going to get the KO. So we do grab that shield early. We're going to shield right here because we're going to be able to outpace them, but we also can dictate what we want to do once they potentially switch out. So here they're just building up a ton of energy. We're going to throw this Hydro Cannon right before we get KO'd. They decide to shield, but then we're going to quick swap here into the Clodsire to snipe all that energy, and now they are in a tough spot. We know that this Clodsire here does have this Earthquake and doesn't quite KO, so that's a pretty tanky Marowak. We are going to have to tank a move here. Ends up being the Shadow Bone. We do have our Demons debuffed, so we're going to have to just throw this Stone Edge here, potentially a reset afterwards, and it looks like we are going to be able to get the reset, and we should be fine here because this Charjabug versus the Mana Buzz is going to be favorable for us. Even though we are not running Discharge, we are going to be able to throw all these super effective Volt Switches. This X-Scissor here is neutral, but you can see the neutral damage still doing a good chunk towards a tanky Mana Buzz. Dark Pulse does get fired off, and we're just going to throw this X-Scissor immediately. This is going to get it into low red, but one more Volt Switch will KO. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Charjabug in the back. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.